the same time. So here we go. Hello everybody, welcome back to another What's Here, What's New, What's Happening this week at JB Prince. Today we're going to talk to you about a culinary process, if you will, or a technique that is age old. People have been doing it for a long time, and it is called fermenting, or the process of fermentation, or lactofermentation. We have, for a few months now, have had this product. It is basically a fermentation crock, or a jar, if you will. And in addition to it just being this simple crock, I thought it was important to talk to you today about the benefits of fermenting your own stuff, or fruits and vegetables, if you will, or condiments. There is a lot of fermented or pickled product available in the market, but because the industrial food complex that a lot of those things come from have to be pasteurized or heat treated, you start to lose a lot of the benefits associated with fermented or pickled foods, because pasteurization obviously takes things to a certain temperature that kills specific enzymes and good or healthy bacteria. This company likes to refer to it as gut flora, which I kind of sort of like. And once you kill those things off, you start to lose a lot of that extra nutritional stuff that promotes good, I mean, it sounds gross, but we're all big people here, good gut health, good things for your intestines, good things for your stomach in general. So it may be interesting for you in certain situations to try and ferment your own product. Maybe it's because at the end of the year you have a bounty of something. Maybe you made a mistake ordering and you have too much of something. Maybe you just want to be very specific and pickle or add something to your menu that no one else has. We have these vessels, or these containers, crocks, whatever else you want to call them, in two different sizes. The one right in front of me here is a 5-liter vessel. We also have a 2-liter, so this is the bigger one of the two. And it's pretty simple and straightforward. It's not that hard to do. I will give you a quick breakdown of how it works. We don't have any food product here today, but quite simply, you would remove the lid. It's this little screw top lid. This setup also includes, I'm going to try and get it out of here without making too much noise, a little ceramic weight. So the process is pretty simple. It's just a few steps. You'd of course begin by sterilizing and cleaning out your crock, making sure there was no gross or bad stuff in there, existing stuff in there. Make sure you were creating obviously a very clean environment for you to start your fermentation process in. So sterilization is important. You would add food product inside here. For instance, when you say we want to make some pickles, you would have pickles up to about the 3/4 mark. You would then add a brine solution, depending on your recipe, which would again start the fermentation process. Then you have this weight that I was jostling around before, and has this pretty cool graphic on there. What do I have dancing on there? So they have carrots, pickles, and beets. They've already given you some ideas of things that you can start this lactofermentation process with. You would weight your food so it remains under the brine or the bath. And this is kind of sort of the cool feature, the convenience feature that makes it a little bit easier for some of you people that are probably new to fermentation or brining, or even some of you old school fermenters, if you will. And this is a lid, and it's actually in two pieces. So there's this piece that I just kind of sort of popped out here. And also there is a reservoir, if you will. So you would kind of sort of screw this thing back on. You would fill that reservoir with water. You would add your lid back on top. And what that in essence is doing is creating a seal for you that allows gases to escape but still keeps things sealed during the fermentation process. So it's kind of this watertight seal, if you will. And then there's also this very cool little, I always forget what these things are called, but one of these self-sharpening pull pens or mark pens, and you can actually write on this kind of sort of black label across the top. So if you had a few things going on, you could put dates and whatever else have you to distinguish whatever you are fermenting, And that is really it in a nutshell. And depending on the recipe, depending on what it is you had in there, depending on what you wanted to pickle, in essence, the times may vary. Maybe you want to pull something a little bit earlier. I think the beauty of this is that it's glass, and you can kind of sort of see through it and get an idea of what's going on during the process, especially if you're in an environment where you're going to walk past it every day. If you have it on your countertop or whatever else have you, you'll start to have a good understanding of what stages that things are on because you'll have visual cues in addition to a recipe. So I thought that was a pretty cool kind of added bonus to this being this nice, cool glass crock, if you will. Again, not a high volume piece for some of you people that do have the bigger places, but for experimentation, for simple garnishes or simpler garnishes or things that you want to do in smaller quantities, this might be the way to go. In addition, to have something even smaller, we have the 2 liter, so you have a lot of options, gives you a little bit more flexibility rather than just having the giant stone crocks that a lot of the things that are traditionally fermented in. And if you've never tried it before, this is a great entry point. We hope you like it. We hope you try it. If you've bought it already and you're out there trying it, let us know. Hit us up on Instagram. Hit us up on Facebook. We've had a couple of people do that already. They've done some cool things. And thank you so much for joining us. If there is anything in particular out there that's in our showroom that you think maybe we could help you by further explaining in this kind of sort of video or this Instagram live process, we'd be super happy to do it if it's reasonable and we can make it happen in our kind of limited space here. So send us some Facebook messages, send us some Instagram messages. We'll read them and we'll do our best to fill your requests. Thank you all so much again for joining us this week. Remember, online orders over $49, free shipping, www.jbprints.com. We love you. Thank you very much. Talk to you again soon. Bye-bye now.